If history has taught us anything, it's that licensed games are cheap cash grabs. Titles like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Ghostbusters 2016, and the infamous Aliens Colonial Marines have become synonymous with buggy gameplay, clunky graphics, and just terrible voice acting.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see? Man committed a sin, disturbing the life cycle of nature.
But every once in a while, a game breaks that curse. A game that surpasses expectations and restores my faith in licensed titles. For me, that game was South Park, The Stick of Truth. The Stick of Truth wasn't just good, it was brilliant. It was one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Not because of AAA graphics or a massive open world, but because it perfectly captures what makes South Park, South Park.
To my kingdom, I know you are very excited. It's time for your first quest. But first, please tell us thy name. You entered douchebag, is that correct? Are you sure you want to keep the name douchebag? Very well, douchebag.
Sure, many great licensed games have come out since, but Stick of Truth has always held a special place in my heart. Today, I want to talk about why I love this game, and why it deserves to be remembered as more than just a funny TV tie-in. The first thing that hits you is how well the game captures the look and feel of the show. This isn't just a game with the South Park name slapped on. It literally looks and plays like you've stepped into an episode. The animation, the music, the voice acting from Trey Parker and Matt Stone, it's all one-to-one with the show. They didn't try to turn it into a 3D action game or an FPS like earlier South Park titles. Instead, you walk around the town, meet nearly every character, and join quests with the main cast. For fans, this was a dream come true. The line between the show and the game disappeared. One of my favorite aspects of Stick of Truth is how it uses RPG mechanics to capture the imagination of childhood. On paper, you're choosing classes like Fighter, Mage, Thief, or even Jew. You're equipping weapons, casting abilities, and even exploring mini dungeons. But the genius is how it's all filtered through kids playing pretend. And the Stick of Truth itself is just a random wooden stick. But when the kids and even adults believe it's real, the game lets us believe too. This unique blend of fantasy and reality creates both comedy and nostalgia. It reminded me of being a kid again, swinging a stick in the yard and suddenly being in my own epic adventure. For all its crude humor, Stick of Truth could have easily coasted on parody alone. Instead, Obsidian, the studio behind Fallout New Vegas, delivered a surprisingly strong RPG. The turn-based combat is simple but satisfying. At the time, the only turn-based game I had ever played was Pokemon. But even then, I found myself needing some strategy to beat the game, especially in its later parts. It balances accessibility with depth, not too difficult but not too easy either, and it's always rewarding smart timing and choices. Exploration feels rewarding, side quests are funny.
Did some very strange activity in this area. I believe we are dealing with Man-Bear Pig. Yes.
And the pacing is tight. Unlike bloated 100-hour RPGs, Stick of Truth is short, sweet, and perfectly digestible, just like a great season of South Park. And of course, we have to talk about the humor.
But I think this might be another ploy by the Bishop of Banff to have Montreal allowed back into the kingdom. Some Canadians think our nation should be united again, my lord. Shut up! Who the fuck are you?
This game is South Park at its most unfiltered. You fight Nazi zombies, you crawl through a character's intestines, you battle gnomes under the covers while your parents, well, let's just say they're having fun in the background. For some, it's offensive, but for diehard fans, it's peak South Park, crude, satirical, and self-aware. It pushes boundaries in ways few games dare, and that's part of what makes it unforgettable. Above all, the Stick of Truth feels like a love letter from Trey Parker and Matt Stone to their fans. They didn't just license their show, they wrote it, voiced it, and shaped its world. The fingerprints are everywhere, in every joke, every absurd side quest, and every ridiculous boss fight. It's rare for TV creators to be this hands-on with a video game, and it shows. The Stick of Truth isn't just based on South Park, it is South Park. So why do I love South Park, The Stick of Truth? Because it's more than a licensed game. It's a hilarious, nostalgic, and surprisingly well-crafted RPG that understands both video games and the show it's based on. It let me live out the fantasy of being a kid caught in a ridiculous make-believe war, and it kept me laughing all the way. Not every game needs to be massive or groundbreaking. Sometimes the most memorable experiences are the ones that know exactly what they want to be, and that's why I love South Park, The Stick of Truth. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what your favorite stick of truth moment was, and if you'd like me to cover the fractured butthole next. Hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.